Good evening and hello to Professor Arshad. We are from Group 5, and today Basit and I will be the representative for today's group speaker. Next slide, please. So this is the list name of our group members: Jale, Sarah Umaira, Nur Atika, Muhammad Basit, Shu Yihang, and Gao Jiamin. Our group has chosen nouns as our main topic. We named our research as Nouns as the Basic Building Blocks of Language. Next slide, please. In our research, we have spoken about introduction, examples and problems, methodology, results and findings, and last but not least, discussions and conclusions. Firstly, we will talk about our introduction regarding nouns. Generally, we know noun is a word that is used to identify any class of people, places, or things, and can be mainly categorized as a common noun and proper noun. Although English is the language commonly used in academic settings here in Malaysia, there are still some students who are having problems with English, especially the easiest part of speech and grammar, which is nouns. The main objective of this report is to study the level of understanding of the usage of nouns among Form 1 students. Next is examples and problems that is commonly found in students. Students mostly get confused with countable and uncountable nouns. In English, nouns can have several meanings. These several meanings can get students unclear and puzzled. For example, the word variety, when it means change, it is considered as an uncountable noun. But when it means all kinds, it is considered as a countable noun. But it is usually used only in the singular form and mainly in structures like a variety of. Another problem that students face is with fixed collocation of nouns with prepositions. For instance, words like difference between, affection for, events in, and so on are some problems that students have difficulties to memorize and understand. And last but not least, singular and plural nouns is also something that students have difficulties with. Some nouns can be morphed in different ways when it changes to plurals. Most learners are used to add the letter S when it is plural form, but not all plurals will end with the letter S, as there are many variations in plural form. Next, I will send this to Basit.
Hi, thank you to Myra for the introduction. I will continue regards to the methodology. First, we use the English language of Malaysian school students, the EMAS corpus, and then the index to identify the common nouns mistake made by the Form 1 students. So we selected 100 samples from the Form 1 students essay, and common noun errors in these samples were identified. So after identifying common noun errors, we use the concordancer to clearly see the similar errors across our selected 100 samples. So the concordancer that we use in our methodology is called NCORD. Basically, to use this NCORD, the first one is we need to download the corpus of the 100 samples. And the second one, we need to download the concordancer according to your own operating system. And then the third one is after the installation is complete, you need to create a quick corpus to click the button, the quick corpus in the upper left corner to insert the samples. And then after that, we look for the wrong words according to the usage of the nouns based on what we have read before regards to the 100 corpus. And then we will identify and rank the mistake that the students do. Okay, next. So based on our results and finding, there are the three most common errors made by the students regards to the nouns. The first one is the countable nouns, which is the students say some flower, two girl, and one of the girl. They should say one of the girls, two girls, or some flowers. The second one is the misused nouns for verbs. Example, the student do the mistake in word that they have to say scream, but they say screamed. And then the third one is the misuse verbs for nouns. Example, breath, breath. Next is our discussions and conclusions. So based on our discussion, we could conclude that the three most frequent students mistakes that have been made by students are uncountable, ranking number 1, misuse nouns for verbs number 2, and the third one is misuse verbs for nouns. So basically, based on our discussion, the teachers would emphasize to their students that countable nouns that can come in a plural form. This is a way for the teachers to overcome the countable nouns problem in Form 1 students. So basically, countable nouns and also uncountable nouns, in order for us to differentiate between the two of them, is countable nouns came in a plural form. As example, I will give the example based on the uncountable nouns for you to get easily understand. We don't say like I like rices. We say I like to eat rice. So that is the example that can we differentiate between the uncountable nouns and countable nouns. The second one is teachers could use an approach called double duty words. Basically, double duty words emphasize of the students, the teacher need to compile a lot of words to the students. As example, milk in this as example that I'm going to say to you. As example, the teachers need to ask the student to do a verb of a noun based word, and then the second one is the verb based word. So for the verb, we can say that the farmer is milking the cow, and for the noun we can say that the boy is drinking chocolate milk. So if we do this, the teachers, if they do this approach repeatedly in the class, so basically the student will know and will get to use that. Oh, this is for us to use in terms of the verbs, and it is the time for us to use in terms of the nouns. So in conclusion, we could say that through our finding and discussion, we hope that this finding and discussion will help the Form 1 students to excel in mastering nouns, and most important, to cultivate their passion in learning English. I think that's all from our group. Thank you.